Practice set for least common multiple. Solutions. In A, we have three numbers, 18, 30, and 20. Our first step is to find the prime factorization. Now we compare the prime factorization of these three numbers, first looking for prime factors that all three numbers have in common. There's 1, 2 that's in common. Now we look at what the numbers don't have in common. 20 has a 2, so that has to be added in. Now we look at the 3's. 18 has 2 3's, 30 has 1, so we need to use 2. And then finally, 30 and 20 each have a 5. Because there's only 1 for each of these, we'll use 1. Remember, when determining how many of each factor to use, always use the greatest number in any single number that we're looking for, greatest number of factors. So this comes out to 180. For B, we'll do the same. Prime factorization, then we compare, and we find our least common multiple. Now we compare. There's 1, 2, and a second 2 that's in common. Notice that there's nothing else that any of these three numbers has in common, but each of them still has a remaining prime factor. Those then get added to what we'll use to make our least common multiple. Now, the product of these prime numbers will give us the least common multiple. The least common multiple for 12, 20, and 28 is 420. Our final example in practice set is C. We have 5, 45, and 60. We don't need to find a prime factorization for 5 because 5 is prime. Now we compare. All three numbers have a 5 in common as a prime factor. We must use 2 2's from the 60, and then comparing 45 and 60, the greatest number of 3's being used as prime factors is in 45. So I need to use 2 3's here. When I multiply these factors together, the least common multiple becomes 180.